All right, consultants, we are on lesson 3. We've talked about going through the packet. We have made our booking list and initiated going through our bookings and reaching out. And then we went on team building and turning everyone into a red jacket. So I hope that you are keeping up with and doing your to-do list and getting that ready. All right, so I want to talk to you guys today about emotional management, time management, and money management. So the first thing, let's talk about time management, because that is something that can make or break a business. And so we all have the same 24 hours in a day like everyone else. And yes, some of us have different things going on. We've got kids, you're maybe working a full-time job outside of Mary Kay. You may have health concerns. You may have kids at different stages. And so I will just give you some tips if people that I'm trying to get this to, there we go. Give you some tips on what to do with different ages and different things. But the first thing I want to say is I fully stand by a time blocked calendar. I know you may not want to be calendared. You may not want to be, guys, there's a lot of things that I'm freedom and choice, and I don't want to be boxed in, and I don't want to have everything scheduled that I have to keep up with. So I want you to look at it differently. You get a say in how everything goes in your life. Like if fitness is important to you, exercise is important to you. I hear so many women say, I don't have time to exercise. Figure it out. You do have time, and there are ways around it. And I don't have time for this, and I don't have time for that. And it's not fun living on a reactive schedule. I don't like the experience of myself when I don't know deadlines. Like if there's a PTO meeting, or there's a church meeting, or there's a this, or there's a that, and I don't know what those things are, I don't like the way it makes me feel. One, I feel like I'm not professional. Two, I feel like I can't keep up with it all. I don't like the shot to my system. I don't like those, and I'm just going to say it, I don't like those oh crap moments. Oh, wait, do you have a game tonight? Or do you have a game this week? Like all of those things where you're not getting to prioritize what is really important to you to get it all in. And it's a lot easier than you think than you think you do. Than it is, whatever. Y'all know what I mean. Okay, so a time blocked calendar. I like it to have the month overview so that I can take every schedule and look at it and have the month overview with that. Put my calendar down on my cord and it moved my camera. Then you want to be able to block it out in hour time blocks. It does not help you to have a calendar that doesn't have the hour time blocks, because you can spend all the time that you want on an overview calendar, but it doesn't get into real time. And if it doesn't get into real time, it's not going to happen. And so one of the things that I did in, funny story, we, no, because I don't know what time you guys are going to be doing this. I did COVID, and I sat down during spring break during COVID before everything was going into shutdown, and I wrote out all of the baseball schedule. And I was taking a leadership class, and I wrote out all the leadership stuff. And then I wrote out all of the track schedule, and I got all organized, and I time blocked in what I knew, and I got it only for 2 days later, everything to get canceled. So I have learned, do it in pencil. It's okay. It's not written in stone. It's not written in blood. You can change it, but it's putting everything that's important to you on the paper. So I am a senior mom. I have a football player. I'm married to a coach, and I have 2 little cheerleaders, and one plays basketball and one runs track as well. Very full life. I am, for the first time this year, the chaplain for the PTO. I sing and volunteer at church, and I exercise 5 days a week. And I'm normally not an organized person. So you too can do this. So take your schedule. Don't have different calendars for different things, because you're one person and you can't be in 2 places at once. So don't have 2 different calendars. Put it all into one calendar. Get the calendar out. Put down everything that's required of you that you personally have to be there for, that you have to have taken care of, and that you personally have to do, okay? Excuse me. And so write that out. So when we got the football schedule, I put that in. When I got the cheer schedule, the middle school schedule, I put it all in to the calendar in pencil, because we've gotten 3 different football schedules this year because it keeps changing, but it won't always be like that. And I put that in. What is required of me, when I'm going to be at church, when I have to be at meetings, when I have to, everything that I have to do that's outside of me, that's already scheduled, put that in your calendar. Then take it from the overview of the calendar and put it in the time block. So, and there's some days I do better at this than others. I'm not going to lie. And not everything is completely scheduled, but it's all in real time. You ever overbooked yourself and double booked yourself because you wrote it down, but you didn't put it in real time? That will keep you from needing to be in 2 places at once. Again, those oh crap moments. I don't like that. So putting it in the time block. And then looking at when your Mary Kay, when our meetings are. Our meetings are on Mondays from 7 to 8 on Zoom. We've made it real easy for you. Wednesday night from at 7 to 8 is our live. Put that in so that you know to invite people ahead of time. Thursday night from 7 to 7:30 is our live. Put that in so that you know that you can invite people to that. Put everything into real time, and then plan in your exercise. Plan in meal prepping if that's what you do, when you're going to make booking calls, when, and I've also, let me give you another time management skill and organization. Let me see. This is just a tip and it works for me. I have a brain book. I've done this for the last 10 years, probably more, that everything is in this spiral. It's how I work. So in this spiral is my tracking. I get a 5 subject spiral, and for time management time, I bought 10 of them at one time. So I wasn't like, oh man, I got to go get that. It's already in my office. When we were doing school supplies, I bought myself 10 spirals and I just have them on a stack over to the side. And when I need a new spiral, I just go and get it. Doing those things ahead of time are going to save you so much time. Now, the spiral, I have tracking in it. Everything that I want to track. I track my people. I track my my sales. Anything, a tracked number will grow. So tracking goes in that. The second part is my to-do list. So Mary Kay said, make a 6 list, SIX. I said the wrong thing one time, so my brain always goes there when I go to say that. A 6 list, and because that's really all that you can get done in one day. And so the 6 things that you're going to get accomplished for that day. And if you're not full-time Mary Kay, it might just be 2 Mary Kay things that you're going to get accomplished, put on that list. The faintest ink is sharper than the I can't remember Mary Kay's quote now. I should have done than any memory. Y'all can go Google that. See, you too could win a Cadillac in Mary Kay. So you want to have everything. Don't leave it in your brain. Don't leave it there, guys. You're not going to remember. And some of you may be better than others, but just dump it out and put it on there. Put it at your to-do list. And another tip that I like to do is I look at my week and I see where it is that is required of me for that week. Like from this Sunday, I take Sunday night, from this Sunday to this week, here's everything that's required of me that I need to get done. And I make a master to-do list in this notebook or in this spiral. And then that's what I'm pulling my sixth list from for the day. And I would do it at 5 o'clock, not at 9 o'clock when you're going to bed, because you're fresher, or right when you get off work, you're fresher. Don't wait till the morning of either. It's got to be done the day before. It just doesn't work for me to do it at 9 o'clock when I'm tired. So your to-do list comes from that. And then everything goes into real time. So I look at Monday and I look at my to-do list and I'm plugging in the times that I'm actually going to do the to-do list around everything else that can't be moved. And so then you get to create. So the gym that I work out for, because of COVID, we have to RSVP because there's only so many slots that are open to that. So I plug that in. I look at the slots and I go, okay, when can I get my workout in for the week? And right now I'm doing 75 hard, which is 2 workouts. That's really going to take planning, because on Fridays it's crazy. And I got to think, okay, when is my workout going to happen? When are these things going to happen? Because we've got all of these ideas, food prepping, working out, working your Mary Kay, family time, all of those things are good ideas. But if we don't put them in real time, they're not going to happen. So I've got that. And everything, like I said, you can do all of your priorities. You can't do everything. And some things, when you've got a goal to do something big in a short amount of time, you may have to take things and put it on the back burner. Some things may need to come off your schedule before you put them, so that you can make room for this. You only have so much time during the day. There was a season in my life that I didn't get to sing in the church band. I didn't get to sing in the choir. When my kids, I just now this last year put that back on. I haven't sung and been part of a band and part of the church music ministry for probably 7 years, until I got to a point that my kids don't need me as much. They're driving themselves. I'm not needed as much. When they were little, I didn't go and do everything. I did not leave my husband at home with the kids to be gone another night of the week while I was building to become a Mary Kay sales director. I can't do as much. Like right now, I'm not traveling as much because it's football season and there's no girls' weekends. But it's just because right now that's the season that I'm in, because it's football season and I don't want to miss anything. When they were little bitty, there was only so many nights a week that I could be away. And so I chose to give up singing at church and being gone that night so I could make room to build my Mary Kay business to a certain level. PTO, this is the first time ever. I have a 12th grader, a 10th grader, and a 7th grader. This is the first time that I have ever served on the leadership team of the PTO. If you're building a Mary Kay business, you may not have time to be the PTO president right now. And I'm still not the president. And I had to look at my priorities with that. I'm very passionate about building the community amongst moms and changing some of the cultures of what we're doing amongst some spiritual warfare and ministering to women. So the opportunity presented itself to me, to be able to do that through being the chaplain of the PTO. I'm not having to be the treasurer. I'm not having to be the president to keep up. My job is very small, and it's in alignment with what I am out for and what I want to do. So you got to think about, who am I? What are my priorities? Mary Kay says God first, family second, career third, not career 33rd. I have been a former minister's wife, and I remember those days of every time there was something that came up, I felt like I had to fill it at the church because I was a church planter's wife. I was a minister's wife. If there was the children's ministry, if there was this, I felt like I had to do it to say yes, because I was worried about what people thought of me. I was worried about people getting mad at me. I was worried about all of those things. Though, guys, what do you choose powerfully? What do you choose that you stand for? The Bible says, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. So what is you and your house? Your alignment comes from the calling to your family first. Your alignment comes from what God has called you, not to take care of everybody else's kids or everybody else and your family gets neglected, not to take care of everything else and your health gets neglected or your husband gets ignored. So when you're putting this Mary Kay thing on your plate, I want you to really evaluate, what are you out for? My family needed the money. My family needed the resources, and it was my job and my duty and my God calling to be able to make the amount of money to give them the freedom and choice that they needed. So this is very important to me. Your family may need money. My family needed money more than they needed me to sing on the worship team, because that was filling my desire. And my desire is not wrong, but at the time, my family needed the money more than all of my volunteer opportunities that I felt like was needed. Okay, so that's my soapbox about that. If you join Mary Kay to make money, then you've got to honor this business and the time commitment, and something else may have to go. And it is honorable. It is honorable for you to say no, because the Bible also talks about letting your yes be yes and your no be no. So do not make a decision out of guilt, out of worried about what people think, or out of a false expectation that is put on women. You choose powerfully what your calling is. And it's not my job to figure that out for you. That's your job to figure out. But I want you to hear my heart. I've served I've lived it all. And at the time, it did not serve my family for me to be on the PTO. It did not bring me closer to God. It did not bring me closer to my family. And it did not make me money. And so I didn't do it. And people knew back then that if they didn't tell me 2 weeks in advance and get it onto my calendar, that I wasn't coming. And you've got to honor your calendar. The more that you will honor your calendar, the more that your calendar, the more professional you are with your calendar, the more other people will. If you don't honor your commitments and your calendar, then nobody else will either. I can also remember a time when I was moving up and I had booking calls to do. And I had it in my calendar. This is the time that I set to do booking calls. And my mom called and she goes, "Hey, I'm going to take all the grandkids to the movies. Do you want to go?" Now, did I have a Mary Kay appointment? No. Could I have said, "Oh, I'll just do bookings later"? My mom was willing to pay for it. Yeah. And I said, "I can't. If you want to come and pick up the kids, I can't go because you didn't, not ugly, but I wasn't told about this ahead of time. If I was told about it ahead of time, I could have gone, but I didn't know, so I couldn't plan for it. And I'm not going to be guilted into that either. If people plan dinners like, "Oh, we're going to go to dinner and you need to be here for the family," and I had in my calendar to do something else, no. And there will be times when you can be more flexible. You will build it to a certain time that you can put some of these things back on your plate. I've now taken back on singing at church. My kids can drive themselves. I've now put back on the only reason I took, like I said, the chaplain was because that was the calling that I wanted to influence the school that my kids were in, and I was called to women. It's also a networking opportunity. So I needed to break into the school, and I not break in, but get around more women at our school so that I could work with them. I leverage everything for Mary Kay. Everything is money time. When I go to the gym, when I'm at a kid's birthday party, I'm forced to be there. How many of y'all love to be at kids' birthday parties? You will get a chance to where you don't have to go when they drive themselves. But I'm always ready. Everything is to leverage it for it. So one of the reasons why I did say yes was so that I could network there and get to know, and it would put me in front of women. Joining a gym. I joined a gym, and the gym that I picked was to network and get in front of women. I leverage everything for me to meet women for my Mary Kay business. But that's how I'm full time and able to pay a mortgage. And I'm not apologizing for that because my family, I'm out for my family to win. I am out for my family and I want to make money at this business. So hear my heart about time management. Me being out for debt free, vacations paid for every day. I got college tuition coming up next year and another kid that's going to be driving. For me to be able to provide them what they need and me to have the lifestyle that I want, being able to have the needs for my family and to be able to give to my church, that's all honorable. Then that trumps me not wanting to fill back, me not wanting to take the time to do my calendar and then me actually working the plan. That trumps it. So when your kids are little bitty, one of the things that I did was there was a toy basket that they were only allowed to use when I was doing Mary Kay. My husband worked nights and he was not home when I was trying to make booking calls when they were little. And so we didn't watch TV all day. I'm talking Maddie was even a baby, my littlest one. We didn't watch TV all day. Oh, we did a little bit. I'm not going to say it was, but at night they knew from 7 to 7:30 I was going to go make my 10 booking calls, and they watched their TV, and then we would play and do bass from 7:30 to 8 and go to bed and do all of our things. But they had to leave me alone and let me do those booking calls uninterrupted for 30 minutes. And they had to play with the baby and to let that happen. So you can do this with little kids and to bribe them. I took them to Disney and I didn't even have a door on my office when we were becoming a director, and they were in first grade, no, second grade, kindergarten, and a 4-year-old. I think, yeah. No, she was 3 years old. And we were winning the trip to Disney. And I didn't have a door to my office. And I put that picture up and I would point to it. And I laid out the level of expectation for them. I said, here's what we're going to do. You're going to be quiet. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. And here's what you get. When mom does this, you get this. And I kept my word. So we did that. My kids also know now on Sunday nights when I'm working my calendar, what do you need from me? What do you have coming up? What's going on that you're going to need? Is there a school program? Is there something you want me to come to lunch for? Is there something? What do you need? Because it's going on my calendar right now. If it's not on there, there is no mom guilt if I have to say no. Mom, can you bring me this? Mom, can you do this? If I can, I'll say yes. But a lot of times it's no, because I'm teaching them responsibility. I gave birth to them. I provide them a roof over their head. I do right by them. I don't have to be at their beck and call when they need something. And they know that they are loved, but they don't dictate my schedule. They never have. And I'm all in. I'm a hashtag Wildcat mom at all the games, wearing the t-shirts, and I love it. And when I can be a yes, I am a yes. But when I can't, there is no mom guilt. And I want you to know that mom guilt is a first world problem. Women in Africa that have to do whatever it takes to put food on the table do not struggle with mom guilt. That's an American thing of mom guilt. So that's just my 2 cents about that. Schedule. Everything is a planned event. Your life is a planned event. Don't waste time scrolling on Facebook. Pick what really brings you joy. Pick what really resets your heart and put that on the calendar as well. Schedule in date nights. And y'all know what I mean by date nights. Yes, you need date nights out, but also schedule in time with your husband for romance. He'll love your Mary Kay business. And you can tell him I said that. It needs to go on the calendar. It needs to be all of those things. Okay. I'm all about full circle with the life, right? Okay. So we talked about the calendar. Text me, message me if you have any questions about that. So what I like for this calendar is an at a glance, monthly, weekly, monthly appointment book. At a glance, weekly, monthly appointment book. Okay. So now we're going to talk about the emotional management. Again, I talked to you about mom guilt. You don't want to have all of that mom guilt with it. Emotional management. Pull out your sheet with that. Number 1, you are so excited and you are enthusiastic and you're going to take on the world with Mary Kay. Number 2, look on the circle. Frustration sets in. There's been postponements. There's obstacles, and the friends that you thought were just going to buy it all aren't even answering you. I remember that. I thought I was going to be a red jacket with 3 team members my first week in Mary Kay. And people like, what? What are you doing? My own mother didn't even buy from me when I first started. And you may have gotten some negative things like, you're going to do what? Or I told you so. And people didn't keep their word. And people didn't RSVP. And people just aren't booking right now. And people aren't being as enthusiastic as you thought, and none of it met your expectations, not one bit. I've been there, and every Mary Kay consultant has been there. And then the third thing happens: shock. I am just in shock. I'm so surprised that I thought this would be so much easier. That lady on the call made it sound like, if you were recruited on one of our Thursday nights, she said it was going to be so easy, and it's not. And I'm shocked that my family's not supporting me more than they are. And I'm just kind of like, what? 4, denial. You may withdraw. You may avoid meetings, like not getting on Zoom. You may start getting a negative attitude. Nothing I do matters. Nobody's listening anyway. Procrastinate. It's amazing how the closet that needs to get cleaned out becomes so important when you don't want to do your Mary Kay or face it. And all of a sudden you just become Susie Homemaker when you weren't before, and you're going to take on this other thing and you're going to do that. And I just got all these projects that need to be done first. And I really need to concentrate on this or that. And all of these things that need to be taken on first before I work my Mary Kay. And sometimes, y'all, when I'm saying this, I've done it all. It's just it's a holy thing that I've got to do. I really need to start taking care of my family, and I just can't talk to you right now with it. And I remember telling my sales director, I just need to clean out the kids' closet. By the 1st to the 15th, I set a goal. I'm going to do 30 faces. And then about the 15th, I'd had 3 faces done. So I'm just going to take the rest of the month off. And I'm really just going to work. And I told her, I'm just getting really prepared. I'm cleaning out all my closets, all my drawers. I'm cleaning the kids' work toy room out. And I'm just getting all of my systems set up before I work Mary Kay. And that way I'm going to be ready. And next month I'll do 60 faces. I'm really going to be ready, and I'm just going to withdraw. And so just give me some space. Yeah, that never works. She goes, I just like to know when you're actually going to work and all of this. Can you just let me know when this getting ready stuff happens? I mean, yeah, you just withdraw and denial. It's the same thing on a diet. I couldn't lose weight because I would start a diet on Monday, do great Monday, cheat Tuesday, binge eat Wednesday through Sunday, because I'm going to start the diet over on Monday. So I'm just really going to get all the calories to where I'm going to eat so much chocolate that I don't even like the taste of it anymore. And I'm just going to purge and just no binge on it all. And then I will. It doesn't work. 4, fear sets in. Maybe this isn't for me. They didn't tell me it was going to be this hard. Blame everybody but myself. My recruiter stinks. My friends suck. They're not. I just don't. My friends are broke. Nobody keeps their word. Everybody around me, nobody has any money. And I just really thought it was going to be so much easier. And I thought it was going to be, and maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I don't want that goal. Maybe I don't want to win a car in Mary Kay. Maybe I'll just do it personal use and part time. And I don't want to do that. I don't even know if I can. I don't even know if I'm good. Maybe this is for others and not for me. And then you settle. 6A. 1 can be settling. I really never wanted to have my own business. I really like working full time. I don't need to do the Queen's Court of Sales. I don't need to do I don't want that. And this isn't bad. I mean, we've lived with debt this far. We don't have to have a vacation. We'll just all of those things, or you get angry at yourself. Admit and recognize your feelings. You alone are responsible for your success or your failure. So this is